Last time on MJ Sailing, we took a tour through the island of Faial, full of beautiful surprises, including the sunken caldera at the center, and the barren yet breathtaking Caplinhos, which suffered a massive volcanic eruption back in the 1950s.
We are once again underway, and you do hear the motor going because unfortunately we have to motor into light winds to then be able to sail downwind later. We just left Horta and Faial, and let's just say our beginning was not great. We had winds which weren't too heavy, but we had a current pushing us into the dock. And let's just say, good thing we have a metal boat.
The other thing too was there is a catamaran right directly behind us. We were side tied.
It was overlapping.
Yeah, there's a catamaran actually overlapping us, and then there is a bowsprit from the boat in front of us coming right into us. Did not work well. Tried to spring off and get the front end out, and I couldn't do it at all. There just wasn't enough power. 54 horsepower, and I couldn't even make it spring off at all. It was not pretty. So they ended up having to, luckily the marina has a dinghy that they launch that they bring out, and they can pull your bow off, and that's what we ended up doing. So.
But yeah, it was just, we were stuck in a tight spot, plus we had wind and we had current shoving us in, so the marina had their tender and they were able to tie a line to our bow and pull us out. And then we got just out of the harbor and the engine died. It was because we just transferred fuel this morning from our sender tank to our wing tanks, and there must have been air in the line, I think. But yeah, so luckily we're at least out of the harbor. Only took a minute to get it started again, but now we are motoring to the island of Terceria, and it is about 70 miles away, so we're making an overnight run.
We should be able to get the sails going tonight.
Yes.
We just have to get over the top of another island.
Yep, we just have to get up around Sao Jorge, and then we'll be able to make a nice downwind sail to Terceria. But yes, it's a beautiful afternoon right now. I mean, we have so many great views. We have Faial on one side of us, we have Pico on the other side of us, we have Sao Jorge in front of us. Just these lush, green, mountainous, volcanic islands. I can see why we see so many tour boats going out from the harbor every day just for sightseeing, whale watching, scuba diving. It's really a shame that we only have about a month, not even, 3 weeks in the Azores altogether, so we'll have to find a way to come back someday. Dolphins, no big deal. They're not whales. Oh, the winds are big. Man, they feed you guys well.
Yeah, they're well fed. Well, we saw something at least.
We did. Still waiting for whales.
Whale watch.
But we
Hour 2.
Yeah. They're supposed to be here now.
They are. We see them, the people go out every single day, so they have to be seeing something.
Yeah.
You would think. Or not.
Well, it is going on 8 o'clock at night, which means it's time for me to hit the hay. I don't know if I ever mentioned this in any previous passages, but whenever we do overnights, we do 4-hour shifts. And so I go to bed at 8 p.m. and then I come on shift from midnight to 4 a.m. and then I go back to bed and then I come on shift at 8 a.m. and usually the cycle ends around noon when Matt gets up. But yeah, I'm not used to going to bed when the sun is so bright, and now that it's come lower in the sky and our canvas top isn't blocking it, it is hot. Especially behind our Dodger, because we're motoring into the wind right now. We've got no breeze, at least I didn't in the corner I was in. Pretty much ready to strip down to my underwear. Already ditched the pants. Yeah, but the only thing that I'm actually excited to get some sleep. I'm still exhausted. Our bodies are still recovering from 25 days at sea and not getting a full night's sleep. So I'm always looking forward.
Lazy.
Yeah. So I'm always looking forward to going to bed now. But I am going to miss the sunset, and it looks like it's going to be pretty spectacular. We're kind of on the cliffs on the west side of Sao Jorge, and they just kind of plummet into the water, and the sun is reflecting off of them. So Matt will get to see it, but I'll be hopefully passed out down below. So, signing out until midnight.
So we're still motor sailing, probably have another half an hour to an hour of it, and then we can round this island and start on basically a beam reach almost, running down the side of it, which should be perfect for the rest of the night. Wind's going to start coming out a little bit more out of the north now, and should push us right directly into our next port. So worth the 4.5 hours of motoring, but at least we're going to get there in one piece. The reason why we did this is because for the next week and a half, all the wind's going to be coming directly out of the north, which would make this trip almost impossible with the speeds that it's coming at. It's 15-20 knots, and the waves build up pretty bad here, so there's no motoring into it at all. So this is our only real chance to make this work. Finally sailing now. Flipped the engine off just a few minutes ago. We were able to round the west side of the island, start heading out a little bit more east now. So ended up adding about 10 degrees and finally had enough wind that I was able to turn the engine off and start sailing again. So now for the next 70 miles left basically until we get to the next island, Terceria, something like that. And I don't think you quite see it yet. Obviously it's 70 miles away, so I shouldn't be able to, but the island that we're going down right now is just absolutely beautiful, huge cliffs, and yeah, I just can't take my eyes off of it now.
It is 4 o'clock in the morning and time for me to end my watch and get back to bed. The winds have been kind of strange. I got on shift at midnight and they were kind of light for about 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and then they It's actually started to fill in really nice to where we were doing about 5.5, 6 knots right on course. But unfortunately that only lasted about 30 minutes, and then they died way down and then started shifting behind us, and I don't know, you can probably hear them right now. We probably should have the pull out for the head sail, and we don't. So instead I just altered our course to bring it more to our quarter instead of behind us. And Matt might have to do a jibe on his shift, but yeah. I think we're probably about 20-25 miles away. You can see lights from 3 different islands while we sail through here at night, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, I think we're still looking at about a 10 a.m. arrival, but I'm going to go down, put in some earplugs, and have a nice sound sleep until 8 o'clock in the morning. We are starting to make our approach into the harbor of Angra right now, and it's just been a really kind of like overcast and misty morning. There's been times where the clouds are so heavy that even though we're only a mile or 2 offshore, you can't even see land. So we're relying on our sea maps right now on our tablet, because that's the only like real maps that we have for this area. But lots of rocks around here, trying to make sure that we don't hit them as we come in, and we should be clear, but it's just kind of scary when you have like these huge things on each side of you, and visibility is kind of crap anyway. But yeah, I guess my only hope is that it doesn't start raining on us when we get into the harbor, because I don't think we're going to anchor here, go into a marina, so I just don't really want to deal with lines in the rain because it's cold, and I just want to take a warm nap right now under blankets. So I'll probably wake Matt up once we're about a half mile or just a little bit more from the marina or inside the harbor. So let's just hope that it clears up soon.
Try to find good places.
Strangest thing happened to Matt and I today. We had just gotten into the marina, and I think it's because we're still recovering from Atlantic Ocean crossing, sleep deprivation, and an overnight sail, which always, for some reason, is just like the worst for us. Cannot recover. And we're having dinner and watching Netflix, and we get a knock on our hold, poke our head outside. Last people in the world we expected to see is our friends Sebastian and Mikey. They were actually friends of ours from Indiantown Marina. Originally from Dusseldorf, they sailed their boat Maisa over in 2015. And so we all ended up together in the workyard there for a few weeks that first summer, and then they put their boat up in storage, but they would come back twice a year to sail it to the Bahamas for a few weeks and come back. So twice a year, even though we were stuck in the workyard, we knew that we got to look forward to their visits. and just hanging out, and lo and behold, they left Indiantown for an Atlantic crossing. We had no idea that they were coming across. They had no idea that we were here, and we all ended up in the same marina at the same time. So, of course, first night in town for Matt and I. We're going to go out and have a couple of drinks and catch up, but such a crazy world. I always have to tell my friends when we're saying goodbye that it's never really goodbye. It's just until next time, because you never know when you'll see them again.
And of course, for the first couple hours, had no wind. So all right. Cheers.
Cheers to having a drink together outside of Indiantown.
Oh, we never had.
Wow. So crazy to see you guys here.
That's so weird. Oh, okay.
The thing is, I don't like sweet stuff.
I don't know. It's but it's yeah. But it's one of them.
It's kind of cool having just been in Pico not too long ago and seen all of the vineyards and the grapes growing there, and we get to this restaurant here in Terceria, look at the menu, and one of the wines they have is Pico wine. So grapes that were grown in front of our Airbnb, I am now enjoying in a glass of wine. And I've got some yummy fried potato skins with a garlic mayonnaise dipping sauce. They're yummy. I don't know what else to say. Say something funny now.
Although our schedule only allowed us 2 nights with Mike and Sebastian before they flew back to Germany, it was a perfect surprise, which somehow left us even more elated than we thought we could be while traveling through such picturesque landscapes. We were sad to say goodbye so soon, but as we've learned, it may not be for as long as we think. Join us for the next episode of MJ Sailing, where we set out to see all the island of Terceria has to offer. From taking in botanical gardens at the city center, to joining an adventure group for a bit of snorkeling and cliff jumping, and even joining a local family for a traditional Azorean lunch at their home. Hey everyone, just wanted to let you know that this is one of our giveaway episodes through Abaco Polarized Sunglasses. We'll be picking the winner 1 week after this episode publishes, and all you have to do to enter is leave a comment below, and for all other information, just check the description box.